Good morning, friends. This morning we are going to talk about some important issues such as the accountability of social media. There is no denying the fact that social media platforms are not accountable for keeping the privacy and stopping from misinformation and misguidance. Most of the social media platforms are misleading nowadays. So, what is happening? These social media platforms generally avoid strict legal accountability for the spread of fake information. Often we see that there are fake information through various social media platforms which mislead the people and the youth generally. So they are classified as intermediaries rather than original publishers. However, this lack of legal liability alongside their aggressive data harvesting business models has sparked the global debates about user privacy and platform regulation. The government has already given the guideline for the platform regulations, but the social media platforms are not obliged to follow strictly the regulations of the government. The safety of the data and information is not being taken into consideration by the social media platforms. So the safe harbor of intermediary liability is gone, and that is the reason why most of the social media act, very irresponsibly and creating a lot of problems. The Section 230 United States, this foundation in 1996 legislation dictates that online platforms cannot be treated as the publisher or speaker of third party content. Therefore, if a user posts a libelous claim for fake news, the legal recourse is to sue the individual poster, not the platform. So the intermediary defense is making the social media quite irresponsible. The logic behind this framework is that platforms act as digital bridges or con- you know conducts, because millions of messages, posts, and videos are transmitted every second. It is viewed as practically impossible to review every piece of information. The social media doesn't take the accountability of reviewing the information every second. There are millions and billions of information being transmitted through various social media platform. So there is this this becomes a challenge for the regulatory activities, regulatory bodies to check the information being spread through social media. That is the reason why there is misuse of social media platform rather than use. Most of the videos, most of the reels, most of the information transmitted through social medias are now found fake. They are spreading confusion, hatred among the people, and this leads to several consequences. The government regulatory acts are already there, but social media platforms are not following, nor the government is taking any legal action. Changing global landscape. While historically immune, these companies are facing tightening regulations. Governments, including India, require platforms to observe due diligence, meaning they may lose their safe harbor protection and face penalties if they fail to remove flagged information, misinformation, or illegal content. But despite these acts, the social media is not been able to stop fake information. Fake informations are in thousands every second. The dilemma is that the debate over stopping fake news revolves around the tension between corporate protection and societal harm. The viral algorithms, social media business models rely on user engagement. Algorithms often imply, amply exciting, polarizing, or sensationalizing the content, which includes a large portion of fake news because it generates more clicks and more views. And that is that in the in the greed of increasing the views, the users go for giving very sensuous or very inflammatory information, which in turn creates hatred among the people, and it results into violence. So the government must take these social media platform regulatory acts strictly into consideration and stop any kind of misinformation being transmitted through social media platform. Social media business model rely on the user engagement. Most of the users now, they're engaged in spreading their own content without checking what they are going to do with that content. Are they going to generate any kind of consciousness or any kind of real issue, or are they going to spread information which is inflammatory and causing hatred among the people? So the moderation gap also is responsible for unaccountability of social media. The platform argue that deciding what is true and what is false forces them into the role of arbiters of truth, which can border on censorship and infringe on freedom of speech. While many major networks utilize warning labels, checking partnership to curb blatantly false narratives, the rapid peer-to-peer nature of the internet makes proactive control largely impossible. So friends, the responsibility of the social media is not being taken into consideration. The government and the people together understand that what is the responsibility of the social media platform. Actually, they are accountable for protecting the data. They are accountable for actually keeping the information in privacy. They are not supposed to leak out information from strategic defense material to other enemies countries. They are also not they are not also accountable for at least checking out any criminal activities, such as spreading some sort of cyber crime, and data stealing. A large number of cases have come of data hacking and data stealing, and that is not being prevented by the social media platforms. So in all, we can say that the accountability of social media platforms is not at all being taken into consideration, and the government's regulatory acts are to be very strict, and government must look into the fallacies and the irresponsible act of social media is spreading misinformation and inflammatory news, which is damaging our social and cultural harmony. So we must at least be vigilant enough. The readers, the users have to take up the responsibility that no such information, no such fake information, no such misleading information should be transmitted on any social media platform, which can be harmful to society, to the people, to the individual, and to the nation at large. And that is what I wanted to sum up. Thank you. This is Eddie Singh on the channel Is English by Eddie Singh. Thanks a lot.